Hello everyone, how are you? Okay, so we are around at day 8 or day 9 actually. I know that I did not put a video on day 8 and day 7 and day 8. The primary reason of that is because I was thinking about, I was exploring what I should create, what I should do, what I should offer as a freelancer. So I should have made videos about it, I should have recorded, but for some reason I did not record that. And I thought I'm not doing much, so what would I show? But I did spend a couple of hours, so I did not skip. That's important. Cool. So in this video, this particular session again, uh, before we move to this particular session, I want to tell you what has happened so far from day 1 to day 6, right? So basically, at day 1, we were thinking we will freelance as a data analyst, and then one of my friend or one of my known person called me and said that, hey, I need your help in data analysis, but why don't we do it using AI, using LLMs? So from day 2 to day 5 and 6, I was spending my time exploring LLMs. And one of the primary concerns with LLM is the security aspect, because you have to upload your data to ChatGPT, for instance, and then ChatGPT will take the data in their servers, in their databases, and then uh, for that that is the only reason why businesses who has their own data which is sensitive and IP based, they will not want it to get uploaded to ChatGPT. Pretty simple, right? So he said, why don't you try to do it locally? So that's the entire exploration was. Day 2 and day 3 we spent on exploring how we can, run LMs locally. We found Olama, which kind of ran pretty well. And then day 4, 5, 6, we were trying to figure out how now can we use Olama for a data analysis. So for data analysis, Olama and the models like Llama 3 and Llama 2 and these are like text based, did not perform very well. I also tried multimodal models, which is like Laba. I thought that multimodal, so it might have a way to create graphs um, after reading after reading this input CSV file, but that didn't happen very well. And this is what has happened. And then I kind of came to a conclusion that I also found a couple of other framework like LiDAR by Microsoft, and again another aspect of. Then this thought came to my mind that, hey, you Microsoft with Microsoft Excel has launched Copilot, and Copilot has a feature of doing data analysis. Now, in what will happen is that um, Microsoft Copilot have that ability to perform data analysis, right? So in the future, what's going to happen is that companies don't have to go to ChatGPT for data analysis. Company will just extend their membership with Microsoft and then use their ability to do data analysis. Just write in Excel, because a lot of companies have a lot of data in Excel, right? And even if they don't have it, even if the data in their let's say databases, they anyway have to download the database to the computer as in CSV format using SQL or MySQL, and then from there they can actually perform the data analysis on the data. So that is a thought process that I had, because as a company, even Microsoft want you to still use Excel. They want you to use Excel, and that is what they're working on. That is what they will be pushing out, and going heavy into this. Now, how can I individually compete with Microsoft Copilot? I cannot, right? So I dropped that idea, and I texted my friend, hey, what's your opinion on that? But haven't heard back from him. So I dropped that idea, stopped exploring at this point of time. Now, day 7 and day 8 actually went in a way where I was trying to figure out what I can give. and I was still figuring out. I was trying a couple of things. Then I found two things I feel that we can do. Number one is that in this AI world, everybody is rushing towards the gold, like the gold rush period of the time. Everybody's learning AI. Everybody's trying to um, learn AI, but people who actually spend their time in investing or building shovels are the ones who gonna truly become rich. I'm not saying that AI companies will not become rich, but it's there's definitely a chance of them getting sidelined by these three big companies, which is Meta, OpenAI, and Microsoft, who are the big players in right now. And there can be a lot of other things, like, because it's a big thing as a solopreneur, right? I'm a solopreneur. I don't have a big team. For me to make a mark, for me to earn something, right? What I can do is I can focus on building shovels. Now, the idea behind that is how I'm going to implement that is probably have a newsletter where I am telling people, okay, this is what AI is all about. So that particular idea seems to be very promising. Obviously, the execution side of it, given the length and breadth of what we can do, um, has to be thought out and has to be clearly laid out, right? Now, another thing that I can do is automations. A lot of companies, a lot of business owners, a lot of coaches will not have systems in place, so we can help them out in the US or in the UK and build that systems for them so that they'll definitely get benefit out of it, right? So that is what two things I have in my mind that can go very well, and obviously you can create courses on AI and courses on that. So these are the two aspects I feel confident that hey, we can do something here, because you know um, going and learning the technology, and then just be at it, trying to implement, trying to learn this, trying to learn that, it will be like a journey in itself. Instead of that, why don't we focus on writing content, creating small solutions around AI that gives people. Again, the third idea is create small solutions around AI. For example, I have, what are the problems we are facing personally, right? Why don't we create um, LM model for that? That way we can also learn, right? For example, I want a LLM. I want a tool that creates content for me. Number one. Number two, I want a tool that helps me out, like a coach, like a co-founder. I want an AI co-founder, right? So that is again my thought process. So these are the three aspects with which we can go forward from here, is what I feel. And for offering, we can learn automations for all, that should really work out, right? The CEO dashboard, how to bring everything into a business, and this is where Coach Correz, Andrew Correz comes in, and I was actually reading his. He has this particular platform, seven-figure entrepreneur, and he has helped a lot of famous people out there, right? If you go to success stories, you'll find Cole Gordon, you'll find Rob Quinn. These guys are like top of the game people, right? And that brings his credibility. This person really knows. And actually, I went and watched this particular video, how to fix bottleneck business, which is gold. To be very honest, I watched it in the morning, and but I'm gonna watch it again right now, because I want to take out his teachings from here and make a plan for myself. That is the entire goal here, right? Because we need to know what are we doing. So we need to understand, okay, what is that we need to uh, we what is that I have to offer for my clients, and regarding that, how can I one of the biggest aspect from here you can learn is how, when you start a business, there is this, you are not, everything is happening on default, nothing by design. Like life is going, you don't know what's happening, you are like totally um, in life, like everything is going in its own pace, and you're trying to do something which is not working out. That is because you don't have right systems and processes, you don't have systems in your life to look at things. And this is what I want to learn from him, that how I can bring systems to my life and how I can actually change my life 180-degree. Because until unless I have systems, I don't know what's happening. Because even if you see from day 1 to day 6, it was all like, okay, I woke up here, I started at some time, I finish at some time. Sometimes I'm working from night, even 7 p.m. to 12 in the morning, like 11 p.m. 12 no midnight. So then it affects my next day. I'm not waking up with that energy, right? So when I'm trying to do something in business, personal life is taking a hit, right? Everything else is taking a hit. That should not happen. So this is what we're going to learn from this video. And obviously, what and how does things in business work, how you should take things forward. Because I have worked with many coaches, I have given these advices to people as well, because I was an account manager for a business coach. So I also have some idea of it, but the ones that I'm learning more on top of what I know already from this video is, okay, how to create the right system process, how to diagnose a problem, how to when to delegate a task to somebody, right? Again, and after that, I'll be watching his videos on business OS, human OS. Um, yeah. So this is what it is. Perfect, guys. 7-figure roadmap. This is awesome. 8-figure KPI tracker. Perfect. Sales tracker and dashboard. 7-figure scaling session. Yes. Financial OS. Perfect. Yeah, I think we have everything to start off, right? Cool. So perfect. Let's start. So before that, I've just edited my day 6 video. I'll just upload that. Okay. Hey guys, welcome to day 6. Perfect. So it's up, it's done. So let me upload it in the background. Okay. Upload videos. Do that. So day 6. Yeah. So let's like oh, perfect. So that is done. Still uploading. That's fine. Okay, cool. So I'll just be back, guys. Give me a minute. I'll just have some water and come back. Perfect, guys. I just had my water, and let's watch this video again. I watched it in the morning, as it just came in my email. So just gonna watch it again so that I can take notes from it.
In your business in less than 90 minutes using simple Airtable and Go high-level systems. So this training is called How to Fix Any Bottleneck in Your Business in Less Than 90 Minutes Using Simple Airtable and Go high-level systems. And in this training, what you're going to learn is how to diagnose your bottleneck in your business super freaking easily. So you can hyper focus on putting the system, people, processes in place to overcome that bottleneck. Now, one thing that I want to mention is that when you're going from like 0 to 30K per month, really a lot of the work is on you. But after 30K per month, it's all systems and team and putting those things in place and developing a lean team of A players. So you maximize number one, profit and scalability and win your time back. Where I see most people, especially in the coaching agency space, not scale is because they don't develop their hiring and system skill set early on enough so that they can scale past those 100K, 200K, 300K, $1 million months, right? So the issue in the industry right now, especially when it comes to coaching, is that they're teaching us how to become more of an employee than an actual CEO and business owner. So what I want to share with you guys today is number one, developing the mindset of the CEO and the business owner instead of just being the employee. And when we're scaling from 0 to 30K per month, a lot of it is that putting in the effort, the hustle, the grind, whatever you want to call it, and figuring out your messaging and your offer, and finding that product market fit. Especially in the coaching industry, that's aligned with your own story. I've had way too many conversations with people, my God, where they're in the coaching industry, their offer's not aligned with their story, or agency owners that pick a niche that they freaking hate. And that's our heartbeat of our organization is the offer. So it's a story, you want to call it, and figuring out your messaging and your teaching us how to become more of an employee than an actual CEO and business owner. So what I want to share with you guys today is number one, developing the mindset of the CEO and the business owner instead of just being the employee.
This is very true, actually, guys. That a lot of people, a lot of people, actually become trapped by the business that they are running right now. So when a person start a business, right, and his thoughts are like, okay, I let's say employed person is thinking of starting a business because he's fed up with his 9 to 5 job, right? He's not finding meaning in it. He's like, there's no freedom, there's no freedom of location, not time. My boss is like toxic. My work culture is toxic, and any all of those reasons, any one of the reasons, right? Or there could be any other reason as well. When an employee thinks that he is gonna stop his job and start a business, often than not, what happens is that the business entraps the entrepreneur and makes him an employee. Earlier, let's say 9 to 5 is how many hours? Let's say 9 hours, right? Is it correct? 9 to 9 is 12, 3 hours is, yeah, 9 hours. So 9 into 5 is 9 4s are 36, 9 5s are 45 hours. So he's working close to 45 to 50 hours. But what ends up happening in a business is that a person is actually working for 60, 70, 80 hours because he himself has to do everything, and there's no way to scale. He doesn't know how to scale. What are the issues that are coming, for example? And also, when you're an employee, you're just working on one thing, which is the task given to you, complete it, that's it. But when you're an entrepreneur, you need to fix how to get customers, you need to fix how to deliver to them, you need to fix good delivery, you need to fix a lot of things. Now that is a challenge, like everything, you have to do everything on your own, so that becomes a challenge. So that's where the challenges, and that's why it actually entraps you, and it takes a lot more time for you. It takes a lot more time, the business.
And when we're scaling from 0 to 30K per month, a lot of it is that putting in the effort, the hustle, the grind, whatever you want to call it, and figuring out your messaging and your offer, and finding that product market fit.
Okay, this is something I didn't knew. So when you are in the revenue bracket of 0 bracket of 0 to 8 lakhs. I'm just putting it in Indian rupees, lakhs, INR, or you are in 0 to 30,000, $30,000. Okay, perfect. When you are in the revenue bracket of 8 lakhs is it's essential, critical to figure out your messaging. Okay, it's essentially figure out messaging to find the product market fit.
Especially in the coaching industry, that's aligned with your own story. I've had way too many conversations with people, my God, where
If it's aligned to your story, it's good. Okay, I mean, not necessarily. In coaching industry, it has to okay.
they're in the coaching industry, their offers not aligned with their story, or agency owners that pick a niche that they freaking hate. And that's our heartbeat of our organization is the offer. So it's super crucial to know that it's going to
Wow.
suck at first, but you're going to build so many skill sets and you're going to become such a more powerful person at first. And then over 30K, starting to put on that CEO hat. But all of these frameworks and methodologies will help you very early on. And going through this is the number one skill set that you can develop in your business is thinking like a CEO. So we don't become employees, we become CEOs of our business. And you guys are going to get the juice, get the goods right now. So if that sounds good to you guys, hashtag juice in the chat. And I'm not starting until we get 3. You can say, juice me, Andrew. I think that's a good phrase. Juice. Love it. Got one from Lauren. Okay, sweet. They're coming in. Alexis, Amy, amazing. Cool. And we're going to go into the Airtable systems and the Go high level systems. One thing where I see people screw up at all levels is they don't automate enough. And there are a lot of simple automations that can be put up in Airtable Go high level that will save a shit ton of time. And at the end, I'll go through my number one secret for productivity. So stay around for that. Sound good? We got juice from everybody. I love it. Give me the juice. Amazing. Cool. So, Amy talked about it. One framework that I want to share with you guys that I heard like 4 years ago at a conference that's always good to remember for business and life is our vision drive our goals drive our planning, and our planning drives our execution. So just remember that.
So this is framework. Just like vision drives our goal and goal drives our, what did you say? Goal.
The 4 tiers. Number 1, vision, goals, planning, execution.
Okay. Vision drives your planning. Planning drives our goal and our goal drives our execution. Okay. 2, 3 tire, 4 tire is vision, planning, goal, execution.
So most business owners do not have a super tight vision, mission, purpose, and they can't attract A players onto their team if they don't have a clear vision of where they're going.
Okay.
Going and being able to articulate that. So in our vision, in our life, in our business, have a super clear vision of it. Where are you going to be at in 3 years? Where are you going to be at in 10 years? Especially in business, what is your marketing department going to look like in 3 years? Your sales department, your offers, what publications are you going to be in? Why are you doing what you're doing? What is the mission of it? All of that. So Also, when we have a clear vision, it lights our brain up with dopamine because it's the pursuit of pleasure molecule. So one of the simplest things that we can do to motivate A players to come onto our team and stay on our team is having a really powerful vision. And there's a biological and psychological component behind that where you're driving more dopamine in people's brains. So they're more motivated and more focused and want to stay around longer, right? So when you have a clear vision, 3 years, 10 years, 3 years is ideal to make it crystal clear. That's usually the ample amount of time. I did a workshop with Jennifer Hootie 4 years ago, and she used to do this thing called vivid vision. There's also a book
Interesting. There is no one like that. Okay.
book called Vivid Vision if you want to look that up. And in that workshop, we nailed down what the offers are going to look like, the department's going to look like, all that stuff in 3 years. So if you're looking to refine that business vision, I would look up the book Vivid Vision, and the guy who wrote it is kind of slick.
So this book, surprisingly, in India, cost is around 7,000 rupees. Now, for reference, that's like $85, which is pretty high. Pretty high. I think we get everything under $23 in India, right? So 85 is like pretty high. But let's see if we have. So vivid vision, a remarkable tool for aligning a business around a shared vision of your future. Many corporations have like a flashy mission statement that ultimately do little to motivate employees and less to impress customers. Okay, but there is a way to share excitement of future for the future of the company in a clear, compelling, and powerful way. And entrepreneurs and business growth expert Cameron Hanaud can show you how. Helps owners, CEO, and senior managers create inspirational, detailed, and actionable 3-year mission statement. Oh wow, for the companies. In this easy to follow guide, Hanaud walks organization leaders through simple steps of creating their own vivid vision, from brainstorming to share ideas. Okay. So first, Cameron Hanaud. Cameron Hanaud. Yes, Harold. So let's see if we have an active YouTube channel. Okay. Oh wow, we have 3.13 videos.
Yeah.
And his latest video is 23 hours. Okay. Oldest was 15 years ago. Oh damn. 13 years ago. Crazy. Popular ones are 7 years ago, 12 years ago, 6 years ago, 9 years ago. The insider guide to finding and keeping top talent. The must have skills to retain your employees. Okay. Costly mistake of hiring wrong COO. What really makes entrepreneurs stand out from the crowd. Entrepreneurs explain how he traveled 40 countries and leads team. Oh wow.
ಸಂವೇದನಾಶೀಲತೆಯಿಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣವೇ ಆರಾಮ ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಸೆನ್ಸೊಡೈನ್ ರ್ಯಾಪಿಡ್ ರಿಲೀಫ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ. Expand your business and stay ahead. Use real-time data to forecast delivery routes. With AWS, businesses can push the boundaries of innovation.
So one of the big lessons I've learned about nomad life is there's an Instagram version and there's a real life version, right? The real life version, we've been on the road now for 2.5 years. So let's say that 2.5 years, 40 countries over the last 2.5 years, and some of those countries is like 5 cities per country, but let's just say it's 40 countries in 2.5 years. That means finding 40 new grocery stores, 40 new coffee shops, 40 new yoga studios, 40 new gyms, 40 new trainers, 40 new couple people that you like to hang out with, and then you're constantly packing up and moving to the next place. If I gave you 7 items that you had to go pick in a grocery store, you could go in, you'd know your way around, you'd be in and out in seconds. I can't even read the labels in some of the stores I've been. I've been in Japan for the last month. Now I'm in Korea. We walk into grocery stores, we go through multiple aisles, and we don't even recognize the food, let alone do we even know a grocery store to go to. So yeah, there's a real life version of it, of being on the road and being a nomad. And I'm not saying I don't like it, I love it, but there's also a hard part there too. One of the real big pieces of advice I'd give anyone who wants to start the journey of being a nomad is the purging process, right? How do you get rid of everything or get rid of almost everything you own? Because I sold a home in the US, got rid of a home in Canada, I got rid of cars, sold all of our furniture. All I have is a 5 foot by 10 foot storage locker with some art and some family heirlooms that my kids said they wanted. So the purging process of selling everything in 2 homes, the piece of advice that I would give you is start maybe 3 or 4 months before. Anytime you purchase one thing.
Interesting. The second command. Okay. Network, let's check that out. Has grown 3 companies to over 100 million using ADD as a power. What is ADD? Why you absolutely need exit resistance, watch resistance or part-time. Focus on increasing revenue or gross margin to solve the problems and stop focusing on new websites. Why hiring faction helps grow business, thinking with the end in the mind and business build to that, and having a plan of what your business will look like 3 years. That is a very great advice. I have no idea right now what would my business as a free I'm not right now I'm a freelancer, but definitely I want to end this journey at some point of time. And I think the universe is also kind of hinting that, because I watched a video yesterday about exit strategy, where for the first time in my life I watched a reel where somebody on the reel basically tells that there is somebody who can consult you and gets paid in very high to give you an exit strategy of how to exit your company. It can be because your company is not performing very well. So in that case, what could be the best that you can sell it for? What is the best deal that you can get out of it? Right? And I think today again this like thinking with the end in mind and build to that is very powerful, because all my life I never had a end to whatever I was started and always have left it here and there, right? So I think even having a vision, right, will give you purpose. Having a vision, I definitely would call purpose. Definitely vision will give you purpose. This is what I feel. This is what will motivate you to get up every day and record this. Right now I'm recording this video only because I know that there are 11 subscribers to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much guys to subscribing. I can show you, and I for the fact never advertise this, right? So if you go to my channel, I never advertised anywhere. So I have 11 subscribers. I never put it on my WhatsApp, never put it on my Facebook group, any of that. And this 11 people have come organically. So I feel that, okay, I have to teach them something good. Hey guys, welcome to day 6. Why is this not loading up properly? Okay. Anyway, so I feel that, okay, I have started the journey of freelancing. I need to teach these people what I have learned, right, through my journey. So this is the purpose which right now is compelling me to record this video and later put it out, right? So that's what I want. That's the purpose. The vision is to teach people, to help people get out of their 9 to 5 job if their 9 to 5 job is trapping them. of it. So let's look at this video, see book if it's available in a PDF format, because 7,000 is very it's like very high. Oh, the first chapter is available. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, perfect. So yeah, this will definitely help. Okay. Interesting.
In my mind right now. So our vision drive our goals. So where are you going? Like, what are your tangible number goals for the next 3 months, 1 month, 1 week, and what are the tasks that you're doing today to achieve those goals, right? Your planning are your projects. So what are the projects that you need to have in place in order to hit your goals? So if my goal is to bring in, let's say, 1,000 new leads this month, new traffic, my project might be launch a new ad campaign.
This is very important, right? Okay, so let's
Campaign, new leads. So if my goal is, so what are the projects that you need to have in, your planning are your, and what are the tasks that you're doing today to achieve those goals, right? Apartment's going to look like, all that stuff in 3 years. So if you're looking to refine that business vision, I would look up the book Vivid Vision, and the guy who wrote it is kind of slipping my mind right now. So our vision drive our goals. So where are you going? Like, what are your tangible number goals for the next 3 months, 1 month, 1 week, and what are the tasks that you're doing today to achieve those goals? The next goals. So where are you going? Like, what are your tangible number goals for the next 3 months, 1 month, 1 week, and what are the tasks that you're doing today to achieve those goals, right? Your planning are your projects. So what are the projects that you need to have in place in order to hit your goals? So if my goal is to bring in, let's say, 1,000 new leads, so where are you going? So, and in that workshop, we nailed down what the offers are going to look like, the department's going to look like, all that stuff in 3 years. So if you're looking to refine that business vision, I would look up the book Vivid Vision, and the guy who wrote it is kind of slipping my mind right now.
Okay, so one goal that I have right now is that build this dashboard, or at least today. Right now it's 1:21, and I have a friend's marriage to attend in the evening, so I'll go there by 7. But one goal that I have is to create this dashboard on Airtable, because that will only give me that is the thing that's gonna give me control over my life. So build dashboard of business in Airtable. Okay, perfect.
So our vision drive our goals. So
Vision drives
where are you
goals.
going? Like, what are your tangible number goals for the next 3 months?
Okay, I think I should remove this for something, but anyway. Purpose of why you are doing something is also very important. as it will motivate you to be disciplined and do this with the to do it, do to be disciplined and to take action day. I feel that quotes. I feel that in the age of social media, universe has got a lot of ways to help you and guide you. You should be ready, should be listening to your foot. Yeah, this is what I thought. Like, anyway, let's get back to the video.
Months, 1 month, 1 week, and what are the tasks that number goals for the next
What are your tangible number goals for the next
3 months,
3 months,
1 month, 1 week,
1 week?
and
What are the tangible goals for 3 months, 1 month, and
what are the tasks that you're doing today to achieve those goals? 3 months, 1 month, 1 week, and what are the tasks that
1 week, and what are the tasks you are doing to achieve it. So this is what also you have to write. One, your your 3-month goal. I mean 3-year goal. Come on. 3-year goal, 1-year goal, 3-month goal, and 1-month goal, plus 1 week goal, and the tasks you will task to do daily to achieve it. List all of these down. Perfect.
you're doing today to achieve those goals, right? Your planning are your projects. So what are the projects that you need to have in place in order to hit your goals? So if my goal is to bring in, let's say 1,000 new leads this month, new traffic, My project might be launch a new ad campaign with a new funnel this month, new traffic in, let's say, 1,000 new leads this month. New traffic. My project might be launch a new ad campaign. With a new funnel, right? If I'm starting out and I just want to nail down my offer, one of my goals for the month might be sell 5 spots to a 3K offer.
This is the change in my mental thinking, because I used to think if you have actually created an offer, because I used to help people create offers, but that's it, right? But what he's saying, what Coach Crozet is saying, he's saying that if you're starting out and your job is to nail your offer, then your goal should be for the month might be to sell 5 spots for that particular offer.
If I want to nail down my offer, one of my goals for the month might be sell 5 spots to a 3K offer. Then my project would be how we teach it with offer creation. We just teach you create this Google document and then tap into your warm network and start selling. And then we have some tips and tricks around driving traffic organically, which I've been doing for the past 7 years.
Yes. So the project is the action, planning and action.
So that's a little example of goals and planning. And then execution. What's my daily winning formula to ensure, number one, in business, I hit my numbers. Number two, in my life, how I feel my best. Some mind, breath work, meditation, exercise. If I do those those 3 things on the personal side, journaling, if I do those 4 things every single day, I feel my best and I act my best. And inside of Airtable, I have a really simple tracker of my daily winning formula, right? If you don't have daily winning formula, create one. And if you want the support on creating one and doing it in the best way possible, I can share something with you guys at the end on that little offer. Also, in execution, make sure that you're clear on the tasks that you're doing today. So man, people are not intentional with their lives or their businesses. If we just take 5 minutes every single day to identify what are the 3 things, if I get these 3 things done today, I will be successful. That will be success for me today. That's a really awesome place to start, right? So with execution, for you, if you have team members, just getting them into the habit of having a daily winning formula for their business, also for their life would really help too. And also having them identify what are the 3 critical needle movers that if I get these 3 things done today, it's a success. When we have these big task lists and we don't identify the 3 biggest things every single morning, we're kind of shooting blind, right? Other things that we can get into is time design, time blocking, that sort of stuff. My God, if you're not optimizing your calendar and living by your calendar, start doing it. We have plenty of trainings on it inside of our programs. Time is what we want most, but what we use worst, right? And when I started doing this about 4 years ago, I hired this guy named Spencer Burnett, who was one of our 7-figure CEO clients. He did everything around operations and named Spencer Burst, right? Our 7-figure CEO clients. He did everything around operations and productivity and that sort of stuff. And
Not musician. Oh, cool. I don't have it. Anyway, let's move forward.
and we helped him develop a 50K offer, and I was the first one to buy into it. And he trained us and our team on time design. And what I found from using my calendar and living by my calendar is, number one, I'm more present for my girlfriend and my loved ones at night because I have a time block for relationship time. And then I don't have to think about work. This is my time to just focus on relationships. And there's a psychological trigger in our brain when we're either saying, okay, for these 2 hours of deep work, I'm just focused on my new VSL and I'm not going to look at my phone or do anything like that. Then we hyper focus on it when it's on the calendar, right? We're just like, oh, maybe I'll do it, whatever. You don't actually get that deep work time in. Or when we have relationship time on our calendar, then we're like, okay, cool. This is time to connect with my wife, connect with my husband, connect with my girlfriend. I don't need to think about work. And it helps our bodies better refresh so we can execute better the next day, right? Does that make sense? Are you guys with me? Cool. So that's a high level overview of how to think backwards from the end result. What's the vision for my life? What's the vision?
Yeah, the next thing was
for my business? What are my goals? What's my planning? What's my execution, right? Backwards from the end result. What's the vision for my goal? So that's a high level overview of how to think backwards from the end result. What's the vision for my life? What's the vision for my business? What are my goals? What's my planning? What's my execution, right? That's how we live our life and build our business, by design instead of by default, right? Cool. Helpful? Cool. If you guys get takeaways in here, just pop them into the chat. Helps everybody learn, everybody here. So let's get into the business value chain. So there are 6 steps in the business value chain. And I learned this back in 2018 in Scott Olford's $100,000 project. Project Nuclear Mastermind, and I was like,
These guys are very old, right? 2018, which is like. Anyway, let's move to the.
whoa, business is much simpler than what I was making it. So put a 1 in the chat if you've heard of the business value chain, a variation of it, or put a 2 in the chat if this is the first time you've heard of this concept in this framework.
Let's streamline this. This is your heading 3. Okay. Intro. Maybe heading 4. Okay. Okay, then okay.
We're calling this think like a CEO, not an employee. Cool.
Perfect.
So we start with the 4 tiers, and then we're getting the business value chain. All right, cool. Juice, Amy, Alexis, Denise. Business value chain is how we diagnose bottlenecks in our business, right? So there's the value chain, and then I'm going to get into one of the most important concepts after I go through this. So in any business, agency, coaching, physical products, selling Coca-Cola, anything, everything goes through these stages, right? So first, we need to get awareness. New eyeballs on our business and what we do. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where most business owners fail, and especially people starting out, is not getting enough awareness and eyeballs on what they do. And number 2, not making it sustainable. So people talk about cold emails, cold LinkedIn, all of that stuff. You can get a quick win here or there, but it's not sustainable. Because the next stage is how you make it sustainable, right? You're not generating mass attention when you're doing everything cold. And usually it's the crappy kind of attention where people say, shut up or don't respond, anything like that. And then it leaves you in an emotional state where you're like, right? So in awareness and getting new eyeballs on our stuff, starting out, there's so many different amazing organic methods, right? So if we're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, anything like that, you can create content that has a good formula to it, hook, story, going into a call to action, sometimes not a call to action, but, and it can go viral, or we can get a few hits on it, and we're getting more awareness on our business organically. Or one of my favorite ways starting out, and with this, not enough people are tapping into this. Why do you think so many big names have podcasts? It's because they get around other high-level people and can have high-level conversations and bring that person's audience over to their own audience. One of my favorite organic methodologies. This is what helped me grow my Facebook group from.
Okay, so he's saying that having podcasts with big people will actually ensure that their audience come to this podcast and then they grow mutually. Very interesting. Very powerful idea. Very powerful idea to get the awareness stage. So, if I'm interviewing people who have an audience, then I get a huge upsell. So what I can do is I can find people who are already in the automation space, right? And who are selling. So if competitor research. So if I am also doing that, this point also motivates me to look at my competitor, to look at the market, to look at what are their offers, right? And I can do that and figure out who all are in the automation space and Airtable automation space for that matter. That will help me understand key aspect that this is something that works and this is something that doesn't work. And obviously if their offer are working in US, then what it means, what Russell Brunson said once was, just look at your competitor and copy. If it's working for a competitor, it will work for you as well, because the competitor who's already established very well would have a marketing team, would have a sales team, have a copywriter team, have a team to look at the market, would have tried the offer multiple times and reached to this point, right? So I took a shortcut to this step to creating an offer of mine in the automation space is to just go look at what other people have done and use that what other people are doing currently in the market and who are selling automation services, and then use it to build stuff. Interesting.
0 to 23,000 in less than 3 years, organically. It was a lot of interviews. I got to learn a lot from these people, and I got to partner with some of these people. And it started small, and then I started getting bigger and bigger and bigger names onto the podcast and the Facebook Lives in the group, right? Amazing way. if you don't have an interview series set up, it's amazing. If we just focus on building our audience and building our network, we can never be poor. Like everything is a relationship.
Building an audience and building a network. Wow. If you focus on building your audience and building your network, then you will never be poor. Wow, such a interesting line. Crazy. And it makes sense, to be very honest, because right now, if I know my network, if I connect with lot of the people, then what will happen is I'll get more opportunities, right, to work with them, to work in the business and help them out. Very interesting, very interesting aspect. Whew.
Game, right? It's about building relationships. The people in our life are our life. We're the average of the 5 people that we surround ourselves with. So if we just focus on building our audience and building relationships and our network, can't ever be poor. Network giving us new ideas, possible partnerships, getting in front of other people. And then with our audience, then that is invisible ROI, which I didn't get that concept before I started in 2017. And then I read the book .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. He had a really simple concept. Name of the game with marketing is just taking traffic that you don't own and moving it to traffic that you do own. And I got hyper obsessed of organically moving people to my Facebook group. And then while
See, you should read that book, .com Secrets.
a simple concept.
Russell Brunson's all books are very nice, man. Brunson. Wow, I can have everything in $8.99. That's crazy. Is there a combo? Traffic secrets. Traffic secrets.com expert copywriting. Wow, in $8.99. That's nice. Very interesting.
Name of the game with marketing is just taking traffic that you don't own and moving it to traffic that you do.
Very easy, no? Okay. Thing, but taking the traffic you do not know to place. What did he say?
You own. Name of the game with marketing is just taking traffic that you don't own.
But taking traffic you do not own and move them to a place where you were.
And moving it to traffic that you do own.
Move it to a traffic you do own. Wow, very interesting. Give me a minute, guys, I'll be back. Perfect, guys, I'm back. So let's continue.
And I got hyper obsessed of organically moving people to my Facebook group. And then while they were in my Facebook group, I could market to them. Market, if you want to use that word, post content in front of them, be top of mind, own their awareness, whatever you want to call it, over and over and over. So that's why I was able to make one post, make $50,000 in a day, right? Because I just got hyper obsessed of getting awareness and then moving it to the second stage of the value chain, which is lead generation. Boom. Getting
new eyeballs on our business and what we do. Wow. So, awareness, which is new eyeballs on our business and what we do. On our business and what we do. Second is lead generation. Getting new
eyeballs on your list,
on your
right?
list.
So we want to take that awareness and move it to being on one of our lists. So I talked a little bit about the organic methodologies for that. With paid ads, what's working really well right now are DM ads. Putting a really simple lead magnet, 10-minute video with 3 steps, 5 steps is how you get to where you want to go without blank, blank, and blank. And then getting them into a DM conversation on a list, right? So that's a paid ad strategy to go from awareness to lead generation, right? So once they're on a list, we can market to them over and over and over and over. And the name of the game is moving traffic that you don't own to what? Where do we want to go? Traffic that we do own. Amazing, right? Is this making a little sense? Is this starting to sink in? Simplify business for you guys a little bit more? Put a 1 in the chat if yes. Put a 2 in the chat if no. Cool. Love it. Cool. Alexis, amazing. Amy, awesome. Sweet. So we have them on a list, right? And we want to get them to a sales opportunity, right?
So, in from Coach Andrew's perspective, lead generation is like getting new buyers on this. So basically what he's saying is run Facebook ads and then convert them. Let me just hear it back one more time.
Getting new eyeballs on your list, right?
Okay.
So we want to take that awareness and move it to being on one of our
To
lists.
be
So I talked a little bit about the organic methodologies for that. With paid ads, what's working really well.
So for him, lead generation is nothing but you just move people to our list. Right. That's it. Okay.
Well, right now are DM ads. Putting a really simple lead magnet, 10-minute video with 3 steps, 5 steps is how you get to where you want to go without blank, blank, and blank. And then getting them into a DM conversation on a list, right? So that's a paid ad strategy to go from awareness to lead generation, right? So once they're on a list, we can market to them over and over and over and over. And the name of the game is moving traffic that you don't own to what? Where do we want to go? Traffic that we do own. Amazing, right? Is this making a little sense? Is this starting to sink in? Simplify.
Makes sense. That okay. Getting. Oh. So basically, new eyeballs on our business and what we do. So it's like with the podcast example, what he mentioned here was if I do a podcast with a person or influential person who has his own audience, they will get to know about me and what I do. Awesome. And obviously with that method, some of them will also try to get into his list, right? Also with paid ads, let's say you don't do that. Let's say you use paid ads for awareness, right? Making people aware that you exist and or your business exists. So organic method, he said he will tell in a bit, right? So let's wait for that. But inorganic method, which is paid ads, what he's saying is key. What works very well is you put an ad, which is the awareness itself, the first stage, and from there you have a 10 minutes video, and there after they watch the 10 minutes video, bring them on a DM setting, meaning they can DM you. I don't know what exactly how that I don't know the nitty gritty of how from there things work, but I do understand that lead generation is, yes, getting them on your list or making them aware of your product. That's it. Very simple.
Business for you guys a little bit more? Put a 1 in the chat if yes. Put a 2 in the chat. Awesome. Sweet. So we have them on a list, right? And we want to get them to a sales opportunity,
Yes.
right? So booking a call or closing through a funnel, right? So in sales opportunity, we want to nurture them to become a buyer, right? And present the sales opportunity. Ways that we can do that quickly would be a 5 to 20 minute VSL, video sales letter. Okay. Now, difficulty wise, very difficult, right? To really nail down a really good video sales letter. 99.9999999% of people can't do it initially, simply because their messaging isn't dialed in, right? So what works really well at the beginning is something that's a little bit more flexible. And that's just having a community of people. Number one, you're seen as the authority inside of that community, and messaging isn't dialed in, right? So what works really well at the beginning is something that's a little bit more flexible. And that's just having a community of people. Number one, you're seen as the authority inside of that community, and it's multiple touch points over time. Even Cole Gordon teaches this, where he's like, first step is community funnel, 0 to 200K per month, right? In agency, what you want to do is have a really simple ad to a simple VSL or webinar, and then get them into a community, right? Or get them into some sort of container where you can nurture them over and over and over. Or kind of first version for agency is develop a really good email follow-up sequence. So you've got those touch points over and over and over and over. And then a community works really freaking well, right? And with presenting the sales opportunities organically, what's working really well nowadays is live workshops. You see Talking More doing it, we're doing it, getting people onto a live.
Talking More. Interesting. So let's see his 49 point. This followers from broke to $1 million coach. Oh wow.
Grow your career with Gen AI skills on Udemy. With over 1,700 Gen AI courses on ChatGPT, DALL-E, Midjourney, Gemini.
So I'm working like 3 or 4 jobs and I'm trying to feed my family and pay rent on nothing. I'm supposed to go to the supermarket on the way home and I don't know how to pay for it. Then I come home and Kerry Marie, my wife, goes, hey babe, I've got some news. And in my brain, I'm like, oh, I love news. And she goes, babe, I'm pregnant. Big hug and oh, that's amazing. And then she leaves and I'm like, oh, yeah, I honestly thought we were going to go under.
You are the guy who taught me how to build my coaching company. I was about to stop coaching and you were the one that showed me a completely different way.
The delivery model is the big unlock for a lot of people. One-on-one coaching. Can I help clients? Yes. Can I make good money? Yes. Can it scale? No. Okay. Course. That's the other big model. Can I make great money? Yes. Can I scale it? Yes. Do clients win? Hell no. 3% of people even finish the freaking course, let alone get the results. So then how do we design a group coaching program that gets clients even better results than they get with you one-on-one?
How do we get coaches to feel comfortable charging what they're worth?
Well, you realize that your worth has nothing to do with it. It's coaches who think way higher than themselves than they should, and coaches who think way less of themselves than they should. Either way, they're making a mistake. You're thinking about yourself. The reason we had an amazing year and got 50 coaches to $1 million a year, the hack is we set an impact goal, not an income goal, and it was life-changing.
You're the Yoda behind all these other coaches. I've walked into rooms and seen people like Ryan Dice, Jason Capital, Hermosi, who I first met in your room. All paths seem to lead back to Taki.
Oh damn, this guy is killing it. Cool.
So I'm working like 3 or 4.
So Taki More. Let's see what his YouTube has to offer. A lot of content. I
want you to grab a bite-sized bundle. This idea of 100 leads is important. It's not so small that they can't, like in 100 leads, there's going to be a customer in there somewhere. But it's not so big that person gets lost. If you had 100 leads right now and you had to turn one of them into a client or you'd be beheaded. I think beheading's great. I'm all for it. That's right. Once is good. Twice, it's excessive, Like, dude, I'm already beheaded. What the hell are you trying to do to me? If you had to convert a client, what would you do differently to the way you treated your bundle of 100 leads than the way you treat your list right now? You'd treat it differently, wouldn't you? So we're going to take a bundle of 100 leads and we're going to work them like we had to. 100, that's the magic number. Now here's the job. We're going to run an ad It's a Facebook lead ad. I'll show you the ad in a second. We'll build one together. But our job is to get people to look at the ad without even reading it and want the thing. To do that, we have to sell off the cover. We need to offer a thing that is hot just by looking at it that people want it. Frankly, this thing is going to work or not work based on the coolness of the thing we're offering, the kind of the lead magnet we're going to give away. It's like we're at the supermarket lining up with a checkout and a screaming toddler with our basket here, and there's magazines there, and something on that cover is going to make me reach over and grab it. Some of the best copywriters on the planet work for Cosmo magazine writing headlines. So that's what we want to do. We're just going to come up with something that looks great off the page. What we want to do, actually, let me draw. What we want to do is we want to have an offer that ticks 2 boxes. If you think about like why somebody would respond to any offer, in this case, it's our kind of lead magnet offer, they're either going to respond or not based on 2 things. What's the perceived risk versus what's the what? Yeah, what's the reward? So let's just have a quick conversation about this. If we offer people sales calls, it's risk. Anything that has either threat or hassle, that's risk. Threat is I'm going to have to talk to somebody who wants my money. That's threat. Hassle is I've got to fill in some long ass form. Anything that takes a long time or has the threat that a salesperson is going to call me, that's risky. So obviously we want to minimize risk. And we want to what? We want to maximize reward. If we can maximize reward, then we've got an offer that's really juicy. The way we do that is by finding out what people really, really want and then taking the risk away. So what do people want? They want to solve their problems. They want to hit their goals. What's the best way to remove the risk? Could be a guarantee. A guarantee is really good for like something further down the sales process. If it's front end, what do we offer? Yeah, something free that they can get without having to talk to somebody. This is like basic lead generation sort of 101, right? We're going to give them something free, some problem solving information. That's the deal. When we do that, we remove the risk because they don't have to talk to anyone. We increase the reward because it's super easy and it offers a reward. And we're going to sell something sexy off the cover, like epic sex, get it, give it, and do it again. Mix and match, your way to a fabulous new look. 50 best anti-aging secrets and 100 award-winning products. Oh yeah, that's their job. So we're going to together come up with a title, a front cover of a book. We've also done it with a checklist. We've done it with a mind map. We've done it with a flow chart. It's worked for all of them so far, but it comes down to the sexiness of the hook. Are you with me so far? Okay. Big picture, how do we get 100 leads? We're going to put a lead magnet offer in front of some people. That's like step 1.
Interesting. Very basic. I knew this already. Okay. 6 months ago, videos, shorts.
Everyone.
Description. June 14 to the. Oh, this is new. So he is going heavy into shorts. Oh, what happened? Okay. Talking more videos came out 6 months ago.
Here's 3 ways to convert.
What are you saying, guys? Shorts.
Everyone loves a good story, and there's 2 stories you need to be telling if you want to get more clients in your coaching business. 2 stories, they're really easy. Your story and your client's stories. If you want your marketing to pop, you tell your own story. The transformation you went on of, I was here, this was hard, I learned this thing, here's what it's done for me, and I'd love to share it with you. That's the story. Everybody knows that story, and you should tell it. The second story, the one that I love more than any other story, are case studies. Tell client stories. Every month in our program, we interview a client who's done something amazing. It inspires all of our clients to do the same. It's 50% inspiration, 50% how-to. Take those stories, share them in your marketing. I had this client, this was their problem. Here's how they felt about it. This is what they did, the top 3 things. Here's how they implemented them. Here's the result. Would you like some help implementing that sort of system? Send me a DM, I'd love to help. And that's the second story. Tell your story and client case studies, and you got it made.
$1 billion coach. He has a good following on Instagram. Become $1 million coach. Okay, that's his offer. Get your free copy of the Tri-Edge call. Increase client enrollment in 9 short. Okay, that's his lead magnet. $1 million coach philosophy is simple. Attract, convert, deliver. When you know how to track the right prospects, convert those prospects into happy clients, deliver. Program scale, you will have all the tools necessary to rapidly grow into a coaching business, coaching strategies. This business book for coaches. This thing, this flagship portion, this thing. Perfect.
Coach talk about the very first client he ever signed up. He went out to their house and signed them up. He goes, I'll come back next week and we'll do our kind of strategy session. Comes back the next week and the house is empty. There's no furniture anywhere. There's just a couple of milk crates. He's like, oh, are you guys redecorating? And they're like, no, we sold everything so that we could pay for your coaching. And he just freaked out. He's like, I can't accept this. He was like super uncomfortable about the whole thing. I'm just gonna write you a check right now, refund the money. I'm really sorry. I don't want to put you under any kind of financial stress. And they just looked at him and they got indignant and they said, who are you to tell us what our definition of whatever it takes should be? Even to now, in his top 3 most successful clients of all time. I heard this coach talk about the very first client he ever signed up. He went out to their house and signed them up. He goes, I'll come back next week and we'll do our kind of strategy session. Comes back the next week and the house is empty. There's no furniture anywhere. There's just a couple of milk crates. He's like, oh, are you guys redecorating? And they're like, no, we sold everything so that we could pay for your coaching. And he just freaked out. He's like, I can't accept this. He was like super uncomfortable about the whole thing. I'm just gonna write you a check right now, refund the money. I'm really sorry. I don't want to put you under any kind of financial stress. And they just looked at him and they got indignant and they said, who are you to tell us what our definition of whatever it takes should be? Even to now, in his top 3 most successful clients of all time. I heard this coach talk about
What? Bro, what are you saying, man?
What do you do that can double your business? And if you don't know, your ignorance is the constraint. Once you do know, then your activity or execution is the constraint.
Okay.
That's it. And so it's like, man, I need to make better content. Cool, then that's what it is. So make better content. That's the constraint. If it's outreach, then cool, I need to double my attempts. We, entrepreneurs, we have teams, we still have inputs. They're just different. And so a lot of the inputs become, I need to be doing outreach to talent. I need to be recruiting people. Taking 3 weeks to hire a badass sales manager who's a savage. 3 weeks of work, and then forever, you have somebody who's handling all your sales shit. So that is how I would double my results, is look at the actual input that I have control over and figure out what it is, and then double it. What do you do?
It's easier to change the world around you than it is to change you to fit the world. Over the years, I have...
I'm with someone ridiculously clever. This is Sally Hogshead, author of, or creator of the Fascinate system, howtofascinate.com, a bunch of amazing books. I heard her speak the other day, and the title was that different is better than better. Tell us about that.
We grew up in a world in which we were told that we have to improve ourselves. And you know what I'm talking about. You had a teacher somewhere along the way who told you that you needed to stop doing this or start doing that. Maybe it was an athletic coach. Maybe it was a significant other in your life. But at some point, you got the message that you need to improve. And so what happens is, which totally cuts the balls off of who we are professionally as entrepreneurs especially, is that we spend all of our time and our energy and our focus trying to not screw up instead of finding that weird, exquisitely bizarre gene that we all have, that there's something that you were born to do that makes you
Very
perfect.
interesting. I would definitely check this out, but I have realized that it is taking my time away from, and I have to focus on 10K followers.
You don't have to change who you are, you have to become more of who you are. But then you have to own it. We work in a crowded, saturated, competitive... Clients don't hire you because you are balanced. They hire you because you're extraordinary. They don't want you because you're balanced. If you're balanced, you're a commodity. You're like commercial real estate that has absolutely no differentiating feature. The most exceptional qualities about you, the ones that make people love you and admire you and evangelize for you, and most especially refer you, are not the qualities that make you better. They're the qualities that make you different. Clients don't hire you because...
Very powerful thing, and actually hearing this makes me feel that I was thinking of becoming better. I was like, okay, this is what it is, this is what I would do, this is what I think, but now I feel that I should focus on things I'm different. Is she trying to sell us something? Is she trying to sell? That's my only question. I don't think so. But if does he's trying to sell us something, they need to grow. Yes, he is. He is trying to, but she's not. Okay. I think let's follow them. It will be good for us only. Perfect. Perfect. Let's come back. Let's come back to this
Workshop every
which is sales opportunity. Opportunity. Okay.
2 weeks, 4 weeks, and fixing a very specific issue in their life or their business, whatever you're selling, building desire for your offer, and then presenting the opportunity on that call, right? Once you're above 10K per thing of getting people onto a live workshop every 2 weeks, 4 weeks, and fixing a very specific issue in their life or their business, whatever you're selling, building desire for your offer, and then presenting the opportunity on that call. 4 week and over and over and over. Agency is develop a really good email follow-up sequence, so you've got those touch points over and over and over and over, and then
Yeah. This is like,
right, or get them
This
in,
is like nurturing them. Nurture. Begins. This. Create desire for your offer. Just pitch them. Okay, so email sequence, comma, community,
into some sort of container where you can nurture them over and over and over. Or kind of first version for agency is develop a really good email follow-up sequence, so you've got those touch points over and over and over and over, and then a community works really freaking well, right? And with presenting the sales opportunities organically, what's working really well nowadays is live workshops. You see Talking More doing it, we're doing it, getting people onto a live workshop every 2 weeks, 4 weeks, and fixing a very specific issue in their life or their business, whatever you're selling, building desire for your offer, and then presenting the opportunity on that call, right? Once you're above 10K per month too, having a sales development rep or setter in place, somebody who's responsible for having conversations and taking somebody from new lead to sales opportunity, right? We have people on our team that are doing outbound dials, people that are DM setting, that sort of stuff. And that's one of your first points of leverage in your business, right? Cool. So, sales opportunity. Number 4 is sales conversion. Closing on sales calls, creating new clients / customers, right? So with opportunity, we've got them on a sales call, or it's kind of a combination between the two. Maybe it's a low ticket purchase of $47, $97, and then you're converting through there. But then if you have higher ticket packages, programs, services, you want to increase your close percentage. What does that come through? Sales training. But then if you have higher ticket packages, program on a sales call, or it's kind of a combination between the two. Maybe it's a low ticket purchase of $47, $97, and then you're converting through there. But then if you have higher ticket packages, programs, services, you want to increase your close percentage. What does that come through? Sales training, sales scripting, sales strategies. One thing that we need to get good at as business owners is influence and persuasion. So the first step is getting really good at sales. And at first it sucks. It sucks a lot and it hurts. And people aren't responding after sales calls, all that stuff, right? But it's one of the number one skill sets that we can build up in life is our influence and persuasion. The better we get at sales initially, the better leaders we are in our business because we've developed that influence and persuasion skill set, right? And sales conversion, with this, it's just about increasing your close percentage, right? Is this making sense? You guys with me? You following? You buying this? Okay, awesome. So step number 5, fulfillment. So here, how am I getting the client / customer the result in the most streamlined way? right? So with fulfillment, we have the three Ps. What are their current problems? What's the promise of the agency or coaching business service? And what's the process to ultimately get them there, right? So how can I simplify my fulfillment and be hyper specific on what my ideal client is facing and where they ultimately want to go, and create the most streamlined process to take them from where they're at to where they want to go, or the problems to the promise. I learned this from Frank Bria. He calls it the 3P methodology. Offer fulfillment just comes down to problem, promise, process, right?
Okay.
Is it the 3P methodology? Offer fulfillment just comes down to problem, promise, process, right?
Problem, promise, promise.
Just what are the current problems? What's the promise of ultimately where they want to go? And then what's the 3 to 5 step process to ultimately get them there, right? And then what's the 3, right? Just what are the current problems? What's the promise of ultimately where they want to go? And then what's the 3 to 5 step process? Just what are the current problems? What's the promise of ultimately where they want to go? And then what's the 3 to 5 step process to ultimately get them there, right? Cool, got some people coming in. And then the last part of the value chain here, upsell, referral, testimonial. Boom. And you could also add recommitment here. Boom. This increases customer lifetime. Value, right? Or you can say it creates a raving fan of the business who's willing to refer, join other things, that sort of stuff. So with upsell, referral, testimonial, you want to think, what are my processes for upsell, referral, testimonial? So an average client isn't $2,000 to me, it's $10,000. Then every time value from 2,000 to 10,000, I have these processes in place to generate more upsells, referrals, and recommitments, right? So the question is, what do we do from here? Now that we know this, now that we know the 6 steps to the value, say, what's my bottleneck? And we say, this is a question that you ask yourself on a quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily basis. What is my bottleneck in my business right now? And where do I focus my time, energy, and resources to fix that bottleneck, right? So starting out, usually it's getting awareness and generating leads. And we just need to hyper focus on generating awareness and getting leads for 3 months and moving traffic that we don't own to traffic that we do own. So we're never poor again. We're building our audience, right? So getting really good at those organic and paid ad methodologies, right? Then when we're over 30K per month, start building a team, all of that stuff, then our bottleneck can shift and change. Let's say I launch a new program, I launch a new service. Cool, I've gotten the awareness, I got the lead generation, I got the sales opportunity, I got the sales conversion. Shit, fulfillment's on fire. Well, don't dabble with it. Go into a fulfillment season and hyper focus on streamlining those products and services. Or hire a client success manager like Lauren here to help you with the fulfillment. Because where I see a lot of people go through the income roller coaster as well is because they get thrown into fulfillment and totally lose sight of top of funnel and generating new awareness and lead generation and sales opportunities and sales conversion, right? So is that making sense? Are you guys with me? You following me on that? Okay, cool. Then hyper focus on that bottleneck. And what we do here to fix that, we need new inputs. So resources, new people to give us inputs. And then from there, what we need to do is create the system, process, and get the right person in place. So if we just put on the CEO hat and think through the business value chain and hyper focus on the system, people, processes to put in place to fix that bottleneck, from there, we can start working on our business instead of in our business. So this is the number one reason why I was able to sell my multiple 7-figure coaching business. You guys ready for it? All right, put a 1 in the chat if you're ready for it. Put 2 in the chat if no. Oh God, it's too much, don't do it. Alexis, Lauren, Mark, amazing. So this was the number one reason. I replaced myself from the value chain. So
let's see if we have Airtable. This comes on leadership management. Okay. No. Cool. So we'll take this course. Let's check this out. Okay, cool. So we'll do that and
awareness. And here's how I did it. Hire amazing dude, now writes copy, has his own copy agency, all of that stuff. 19, so that's conversion. Marco, the German with a tongue ring, and you can barely hear him when he speaks, but he's the best closer.
Interesting.
I've ever met in my life. In business, not employee.
I know this. I have seen it. In...
A system is
Yes.
right? Okay, 300 of those 8 players, right? This is essentially the parts of the business system minus offer, which I can get into that a little bit later on, Amy, which is like product market fit is the most important thing, right?
Perfect. So, cool guys. I will stop. I'll pause for some time because it's close to 2 hours that we're watching it, and I'll just go have my lunch, and then after that we'll start. I don't know if I'll start back here, but the goals are pretty simple. After this, that I have to build a dashboard. I have to think about my goals, like have an end goal in mind, and yes, so that's the goal of second half of the day. And probably I'll want to also build a model that can summarize the entire video in a particular format. Cool. Use vision model also to look at screen. Give you the result. Perfect. Cool guys. So I'll stop. I'll have lunch and come back.